The great Russian novelist Fyodor Dostoevsky once wrote with profound insight, "I find pleasure in wandering through the city's arteries, observing these mysterious strangers who cross my path, wondering who they truly are, how they construct their lives, what occupies their days, what thoughts fill their minds, and what words they would speak if they could express their soul." This timeless reflection perfectly captures the essence of what makes Moscow extraordinary, a city where millions of individual stories interweave to create a tapestry of urban life unlike anywhere else on Earth. The enigmatic capital, Moscow stands as one of the world's most fascinating contradictions. While many global capitals dazzle with brilliant lights and superficial splendor, truly captivating metropolises require something far deeper than mere surface beauty. A city with impressive architecture and attractive faces certainly possesses significant advantages on its path to urban greatness. But the real magic emerges when these elements combine with citizen security, abundant employment opportunities, and that vital energy that attracts both permanent residents and visitors from around the world. Despite facing complex challenges in recent times, including geopolitical tensions and the consequences of international conflicts, Moscow's inhabitants continue to enjoy a vibrant and sophisticated existence that defies all external expectation. The extraordinary capacity of the Russian people to preserve their city's vital energy remains unwavering, whether they face the frigid winters that freeze the soul or the intense summers that scorch the streets. Urban transformation and demographics. During summer months, Moscow undergoes an almost magical transformation. The city becomes more vibrant than ever, and walking through its streets feels like immersing oneself in a living documentary about Muscovite daily life. Every corner tells a story, every face reflects a complex existence, and every building whispers secrets from more than 8 centuries of history as the capital of this vast nation. At first glance on any map, you might think Moscow doesn't cover an excessively large area. With approximately 2,511 square kilometers, it might seem modest compared to other global megacities. However, the population density within that space is absolutely astounding. This metropolis, alongside St. Petersburg, forms part of Russia's most emblematic cities, but the scale difference is striking. While Moscow houses approximately 19 million inhabitants, St. Petersburg, the closest city in importance, contains nearly 6 million residents. Imagining that Moscow has been Russia's capital for more than 8 centuries proves almost overwhelming. Its streets are saturated with emblematic locations where people seem to participate in a silent but intense competition to excel in style and elegance. In Russia, this tacit rivalry to stand out appears encoded in the collective DNA of society, the culture of appearance. Russian women are recognized worldwide for their natural beauty, but what truly impresses is the meticulous care with which they tend to every detail of their appearance and the sophistication of the clothing they choose to wear. They don't fear competing among themselves to become the center of attention while walking down the avenue, creating a constant visual spectacle that transforms streets into impromptu runways. Meanwhile, men actively participate in this social race, exhibiting luxury automobiles and demonstrating their economic status through material symbols that speak for themselves. If we consider countries that celebrate luxury and embrace an ostentatious lifestyle, Russia undoubtedly leads that global list. While Western European countries also possess beauty and sophistication, life there doesn't revolve so intensely around external appearances. Higher education and professional development continue being fundamental priorities in those societies, but many Russian women have chosen a different and strategic path. Instead of aspiring to dedicate decades of their existence to science or building prolonged professional careers, many prefer to quickly achieve a comfortable and socially distinguished life. A significant number dream of marrying prosperous men before turning 30, hoping to secure a tranquil and economically comfortable existence that allows them to maintain their aspired lifestyle. Economic realities and living costs. Living comfortably in Moscow requires substantial financial resources. Renting an apartment with average living conditions can cost between 100,000 and 200,000 rubles monthly, equivalent to at least 1,000 US dollars. Living in a city where numerous multimillionaires reside implies facing monthly expenses that can easily exceed $5,000. And if it's not simply about surviving, but building a vibrant and sophisticated social life, especially if one desires to establish relationships with charming upper-class Russian women, then monthly costs can rise to tens of thousands of dollars. Russian women, particularly those belonging to the social elite, value themselves deeply and are fully aware that the Russian woman's image is closely linked with global beauty standards. For this reason, if someone wishes to approach and maintain a significant relationship with a woman of this social caliber, it's fundamental to be economically prepared to meet very high expectations. Geographic character and natural feature. A curious fact that distinguishes Moscow from most major world capitals is that it's not situated beside the sea nor directly connected to any ocean. However, this geographic characteristic has never diminished the city's magnetic attraction. A river bearing the same name as the metropolis, the Moskva River, flows serenely through its urban heart. During both frigid winters and sunny summers, this river remains a place where Russians regularly gather to relax and enjoy moments of peace and contemplation. Along the Moskva River's course, numerous small and elegant bridges connect both shores, creating a unique transportation network that facilitates movement through the capital's center. The presence of this river also suggests that Moscow was strategically built upon a vast plain, taking advantage of the terrain's natural benefits for urban development. The heart of power. In the city's very heart stands a majestic symbol that transcends its historical function, the Moscow Kremlin. This is not simply a relic of the past, but also the pulsating political heart of contemporary Russia. Almost all visitors arriving in the country take at least one photograph in front of its imposing walls, and currently this architectural complex serves as President Vladimir Putin's official office. The Kremlin not only houses the residences and offices of the country's most important leaders, but also functions as the absolute nucleus of power, where supreme courts are located and where the nation's wealthiest magnates frequently circulate. It's not rare to observe luxury automobiles making their way with sirens through crowds transiting Moscow's streets, creating a spectacle that mixes power, wealth, and daily life. Near the Kremlin lies Red Square, paved with historical cobblestone and maintained impeccably, attracting thousands of tourists daily. Walking through Red Square means stepping on living Russian history. The constructions create a fascinating mixture of ancient and modern political power and everyday life, cultural vibrancy and social life. Russia, with abundant natural resources, depends little on the exterior. This self-sufficiency makes Moscow a vibrant city year-round, with frequent festivals offering unforgettable cultural experiences for visitors. While much of the world suffers extreme heat, Moscow enjoys temperate climate. The city shines intensely during the day and glows magically at night. Despite geopolitical tensions, life unfolds normally. Citizens gather along the Moskva River shores, converse, sing, and enjoy the present moment. The streets are filled with activity. Citizens on terraces, conversing in parks, sharing stories in cafeterias, and posing before street photographers. Photography sessions are common, reflecting the care for personal appearance valued in this society. Some photographers mount portable studios on the streets, but Moscow doesn't need artificial backdrops. Every corner possesses natural charm ideal for perfect photographs. The architecture combines classic European style with modern element, creating an aesthetic that serves as a natural backdrop for the daily theater of urban life. Professional opportunities and education. Moscow offers everything: hundreds of restaurants, unique secret corners, and infinite opportunities for social interaction. It's a center of professional opportunities in technology, finance, arts, and education. The city houses 13 first-level universities, attracting young people from throughout Russia. Its advanced educational system and international environment provide unique opportunities for academic growth and professional projection. For those seeking alternatives to Moscow's high costs, more economical options include Vladimir to the east, multicultural Kazan, or St. Petersburg near Finland. However, Moscow remains the undisputed center of Russian ambition and opportunity, where dreams are pursued with the same intensity as the city's famous nightlife. The Metro Moscow legitimately boasts having one of the world's largest, most extensive, and efficient subway systems. It's a true national pride, a transportation network planned with mathematical precision that perfectly reflects the organizational grandeur and characteristic order of a world-class capital. But what truly fascinates visitors is not only the system's impressive magnitude, but also the extraordinary architectural beauty of its station.
Inherited directly from the Soviet era.
Many are designed with elegance and majesty that literally astonish first-time visitors. These underground stations are not simply functional transit points for going from one place to another. They are authentic works of architectural art, maintained with incredible cleanliness and decorated with artistic detail that reflects the deepest essence of Russian cultural soul. Each Moscow metro station has its own distinctive character and completely unique aesthetic that transforms the daily routine of moving through the city into an extraordinary visual experience and culturally enriching journey. The city counts more than 160 strategically distributed metro stations along 11 main lines, a figure that impresses and leaves speechless any visitor familiar with urban transportation systems from other major world cities. Nightlife and social dynamics. Moscow doesn't limit itself exclusively to the constant bustle of underground transportation or its sumptuous architecture from past epochs. Another detail that powerfully attracts attention speaks to its inhabitants' economic level. The extraordinary quantity of luxury automobiles constantly circulating through its main avenue, especially during nighttime hours when the city illuminates completely and transforms into a cinematic scenario. It's not rare at all to witness authentic parades of red Ferraris, yellow Lamborghinis, or black Mercedes passing at considerable speeds, creating a visual and auditory urban spectacle that's difficult to ignore even for the most accustomed resident. Wherever you go in this vibrant city, it seems inevitable to encounter some luxurious automobile reflecting certain sectors of the Muscovite population's purchasing power. In the midst of this vibrant metropolis full of contrasts exists a particularly famous street called Malaya Brunaya, considered by many as the absolute epicenter of Moscow's elite life. There, constant traffic of luxury taxis is a constant during the 24 hours of the day, and economically privileged people frequent the area regularly, creating an exclusive and sophisticated environment. Contemporary Moscow life. The social dynamics of contemporary Moscow reveal a city where tradition and modernity coexist in fascinating harmony. Unlike stereotypical images many have of Russian celebrations as extremely noisy affairs filled with traditional music at high volume, contemporary Moscow matrimonial ceremonies tend to be notably more intimate, warm, and centered on emotional aspects. These are genuinely simple encounters, surrounded exclusively by the closest and most significant loved ones, where what's truly essential and valued is the authentic feeling between the contracting parties, not public spectacle or material ostentation. Young people predominate in Moscow's social landscape, creating an atmosphere of constant vitality and energy. The almost total absence of elderly people in main streets in areas of greater social activity creates a sensation of youth and dynamism that contributes to Moscow's general vibrancy. This demographic distribution reflects a city that looks forward while respecting its profound historical roots. In summary, despite all the political, economic, and geopolitical complexities that Russia still faces in the current international context, today's Moscow is a vibrant, dynamic, safe, and opportunity-filled city where its inhabitants seem to genuinely enjoy life with an intensity that speaks to the resilient spirit of the Russian people. It's a place where 8 centuries of history converge with contemporary ambition, where individual dreams merge with collective destiny, and where the eternal question Dostoevsky posed about understanding the souls of strangers finds its answer in the daily spectacle of millions of lives intersecting in the grand theater of urban existence. Moscow remains, above all, a city of mysteries and revelations, where every street corner holds the promise of discovering something new about the human condition, and where the ancient Russian soul continues to express itself through the medium of modern metropolitan life.